So we just saw a video. We're talking about, what do you do when somebody's boundaries change and they didn't tell you?
Yes.
And it's like a year later and you're like, what? I've been walking on eggshells for a year and that thing was not true for you? My name is Reid from ReidAboutSex.com.
I'm Cathy from theintimacydojo.com.
Okay, this is video 2 because I want to dive a little bit deeper into this. So the piece that came up in the last video was it's frustrating when somebody does that.
Or you might be going to extra effort and like kind of steering around something.
Yes, and yes, that is frustrating. And generally speaking, you will have frustrations in your life from the people that you surround yourself with,
yes,
because we are humans and that is life. And we will be in situations where we say emphatically, never do this to me ever again.
Yes.
And you're like, noted. I will work very hard to never do that thing to you again.
And it can take a lot of brain power and emotional energy.
Exactly. Now, for me, what I realize is, people declare things all the time based on moods and situations that are not permanent.
But we teach consent, so we have to respect boundaries.
Yeah. So check in. Be like, hey, that boundary thing that you were emphatic about 6 months ago, that I'm noticing I spend a lot of brain power on navigating, which is how you know. When you notice the extra effort that you're putting in to certain things because you're walking on eggshells, especially those of us who grew up in households where we walked on eggshells, you know who you are. We are brethrens. Just pay attention to what you pay attention to all the time that creates anxiety or frustration.
Right, but if you ask them, some people will say you're questioning my you're questioning my boundary.
No, they might.
So, and that's something we're taught not to do.
But you can be like, hey, I just need to check in. These particular areas, are those situations still true for you? You can do it. I think you can do it in a way that's respectful as a check-in. And then if that person continues to get really pissy about it, then that's a thing. Like the landmine in your front yard is actually growing bigger. And landmines aren't supposed to grow bigger. They're supposed to kind of stay the same and stay in the same place so you can avoid them. And some people will have them. In the last video, we had the example that I have a thing around dogs, and so I just need you to always make sure your dog is in its pen.
Yeah.
That's a reasonable thing.
Yeah.
Not to say that other things are unreasonable, but how is what's going on for them and their needs a fit for you and your life? Is it a good fit? Is it a bad fit?
Well, and most people aren't a perfect fit around everything. It just doesn't often happen. And the only time we really feel that is during new relationship energy where everything is dreamy.
Yeah, because you're high. And you can we talked about the chemistry of falling in love in other videos. So again, for me as a pragmatist, now we're just back to, is this acceptable for you or not? Mm-hmm. Or are you developing a boundary around that? I just think you should really be putting the work in to surrounding yourself with people for whom you do not have to walk on eggshells around. Mm-hmm. And again, you might have to cut loose some of your friends and loved ones.
Or not do, the analogy I used in the other video is if someone had a trigger at the movie of being touched and they didn't want to be touched, don't go to the movies with them.
Or, if you're clever, go to the movies with them with a friend and have your friend sit in between you two. Boom. Fixed. Now it's your friend's problem, of course. But hey, it's okay.
So your solution is pass the problem down.
Pass the buck, everybody. That's great relationship advice.
We hope this helped. Please leave comments below. Let us know what you think. Try to be gentle.
What movie are you going to see tonight?
Thanks for tuning in, Sex Geek. If you would like to continue with the brain sex, do me a favor and click subscribe right here. If you'd like to watch me on social media, that's where you're going to go. Next video, maybe? And if you really would like your own Sex Geek t-shirt, please click right here, right now. Boop. No, really,